Paul, a high-quality draw earned against Somerset yesterday, obviously on the back of a record-breaking partnership for Leicestershire. What are your initial thoughts on the performance?
Yeah, thoroughly delighted, Scott. We played some really positive cricket, and Somerset are a high-class side. We had a tough, beginning to the game with playing two T20 games back-to-back, travelling up to Durham and all the way down there, so that people's body clocks are all out of sync. The sleep patterns are very different. So delighted that we stepped up well, started the game well. Will Davies bowled beautifully to start the game off. Didn't quite get his just rewards, I felt, with the wickets, but bowled nicely. Somerset played well. They're a high-class side. The wicket got better and better, and they built a big score. And it was tough when the ball got soft on a good pitch, and they got 460 was a good score. So delighted the way we played. We went about our game, and obviously the record-breaking partnership of Swinney and Ed Barnes was magnificent. They played so well. They're disciplined to get in, and they rotated and they dominated. And caution to the win later on. It was a really exciting innings to watch.
You mentioned the bowling attack there, obviously heading into the fixture without Chris Wright leading it. I think it seemed that the attack performed really well under the circumstances, but just got unstuck against those ninth wicket partnerships.
Yeah, and you get that nowadays in county cricket. There's very few rabbits around where people just don't bat. Coaches work so hard with everybody to get every run. When you're trying to maximise batting points, 400 in 110 overs. You need everybody to bat, and Van der Meer played beautifully. He just grafted, and in hindsight probably threw away 100. He went a bit more positive to one. We were virtually giving him one at that stage. They threw caution to the wind later on, and they had their luck and they got their just rewards. Fortune favours the brave. Short boundary one side. They played some really strong shots, and we just couldn't get them. We just couldn't get them out. They had a few looped over, slipped, a few looped over, but that's the way it goes. That's the game, and they declared, got us in there and played positive cricket because of the weather. And actually, the weather was frustrated us all, but at the end, certainly frustrated Harry's 200 and Barnes' 100.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think many were possibly fearing the worst after the loss of Ackerman's wicket, but then Swindles came in, and even without Ed Barnes, he played beautifully.
Yeah, he did, and nice to see Ackers get 60 odd and played beautifully. Ben Mike got in as well. Most of the guys that got in really, it's only probably Lewis at the time that didn't get more than sort of first 20 odd balls. Everybody else got in and looked settled, and you just want someone to get a big score, ideally your top five, but Swinney played beautifully and took that mantle and that responsibility. He's played beautifully in practice over the last probably 4 or 5 weeks now. Played really well, and he's been unlucky at times not to play more T20 cricket, but the batsmen are doing a great job. So he's continued to practice well, play well, challenge himself, hit the ball harder, cleaner, great bases, and he's seen his just rewards. He's Mother Cricket looks after you when you keep doing the right things, and Harry's been doing that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think on Swindles specifically, he seems to have came on leaps and bounds this season. Obviously, posting his maiden first-class century earlier in the competition, followed up by his daddy century, as people like to call them. So, how much do you think he's progressed over the past 6 months or so?
Yeah, a lot. I think he progressed before that. If I'm honest, I went out to Australia. Had a great winter out there, went out to the West Indies with Ben Mike, had a solid couple of months in the West Indies, and he's always looking to improve his game, and that's crucial. We have that open mindset to learn and embrace change, and that's what I've had to do of late with different formats and having the gloves on, not having the gloves on, etc. And Harry's attitude's been spot on. That's what we want. We want Gold Fox standards across all our formats. Whatever we do, it's about a Gold Fox standard, and Harry's been great. He wants to learn with academy cricket. He wants to learn. He's hungry to learn, and that's what we have to be. That's what being a Fox is about. And
with Ed's maiden first-class half century, it seems that you've got to put your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, I've got to put my hand in my pocket, which is great. He loves his soaps. He loves Coronation Street, and I said to him that if he gets 50, then I'll pay for him to go around the studios and see everybody. So, brilliant. He's a great man, and funny enough, when we were actually looking at Ed, we were doing some stats and some numbers, and Dan Weston, our stats guru, looked back into the archives, and actually Barnsley actually averaged a lot more than some of the Yorkshire batsmen at the time in league cricket. So we knew he could bat. But seeing that reminded me a lot of David Mills playing for Leicestershire many years ago. He played the short ball well, he defended straight, he knew his options, he could get off strike. So yeah, I think we're going to see. I'm sure Barnes will get a first class 100. I think he'll actually get 3 or 400s by the time it's finished. I think he's going to work himself into a really nice all rounder.
And finally, just looking ahead to the final fixture of the Group 2 stage against Middlesex, all still to play for following Surrey's result yesterday. So definitely looking to finish in the middle portion of the table.
Yeah, very much so. We're all glued to watching Surrey yesterday. Amla's mammoth innings of just blocking. It was like French cricket watching it, wasn't it? But yeah, fair play. They had a job to do and they did it. You know, that's about being professional and getting your team over the line. But yeah, Middlesex, you know, I've not had the best year for them at their standards. But there's some good cricketers, some good players. And you know, Merchant Taylor's school is a little bit new. You know, they prefer to play out Lords and Merchant Taylor's, I'm sure. But yeah, you know, No Helm, he's been picked in that England squad. John Simpson as well, he's gone into the England squad. So missing 2 key players. So a nice time to get them. You know, we've got to play some positive cricket down there. We'll do our homework about the surfaces and whatnot. We're down practicing on Saturday as well. So we'll get a good insight to what the pitch is about and what our strategy is going to be.